Hey, today we're going to talk more about conditional statements, those if-then statements, and we're going to talk about three related conditional statements, three very important types of statements that you will see. The first is the converse of a statement. So if we want to write the converse of our original if P then Q, we just switch the hypothesis and the conclusion. So you can see here, this represents the converse, and the conclusion goes to the beginning, the hypothesis goes to the end. If and then still stay in the same spot. So this reads if Q, then P. So let's see that in an example. I want to write the converse of this statement, so we need to identify that a polygon has three sides is the hypothesis, and a polygon is a triangle is the conclusion. In order to write the converse, I'm just going to switch those two statements. I'm going to switch their places. So it becomes if a polygon is a triangle, oops, sorry, I'm trying to delete this. If a polygon is a triangle, then a polygon has three sides. So all I did was move the conclusion to the front after the if, and I moved the hypothesis to the end after the then. So let's do another one of those. I want to write the converse of if you are hungry, then you eat. So I have you are hungry is my hypothesis, you eat is the conclusion. All I'm going to do is switch their places. So you eat now is after if, and you are hungry is now after then. So pause here and write the converse of this statement. So you're just going to switch you jump up and you will come down. So your converse becomes if you will come down, then you jump up. That might not make a whole bunch of sense, but it is the converse of the original statement. The next one is called the inverse. And what we're going to do is we're going to negate the hypothesis and the conclusion. So essentially we are going to use the word not or the combination of does not, something like that, to change the meaning of the hypothesis and the conclusion. And that's a lot easier to see once we do an example. So P and Q stay in the same spot, but we're going to negate each of them. So let me show you what that looks like. So here my hypothesis is a polygon has three sides. So we want to negate that. The opposite of a polygon having three sides is a polygon not having three sides. In my conclusion, a polygon is a triangle. The negation of that would be that the polygon is not a triangle. So we make those two changes to get, if a polygon does not have three sides, then a polygon is not a triangle. So they stay in the same spot. We just change their meaning by using, in this case, does not, in this case, just the word not. So those are the special words here. So let's try this one. I need to negate you are hungry, and I also need to negate you eat. And that becomes if you are not hungry, then you do not eat. So also we're trying to stay within the laws of English and make it sound like an appropriate sentence. So pause here and give this one a shot. So we need to negate you jump up, and also we'll negate you will come down. So we'll say if you do not jump up, then you will not come down. It's also true that if the word not is in the original statement, that the negation of that would be to take the word not out of it. So the negation of this red conditional, the inverse of this red conditional is the black one up here, and that's just by removing the words do not and not. Okay, so it goes in both directions. The last one is called the contrapositive, and that is just a combination of converse and inverse. So we switch P and Q, and we also negate both of them. This is maybe the more complicated one, and also this might be the more complicated of the three words. So that might be a little trick in how you remember that contrapositive is the one where you do both. So let's do an example. I need to switch the hypothesis, a polygon has three sides, and I'm going to switch it with the conclusion, a polygon is a triangle. And then we're going to negate both of those. So we'll say if a polygon is not a triangle, then a polygon does not have three sides. So we switched and we negated. So you can see the way I'm highlighting, hopefully, that the hypothesis and conclusion switched, and also we negated them. We'll try this one. I need to switch you are hungry and you eat, and then I'm going to negate. So I'll say if you do not eat, then you are not hungry. So again, I switched the hypothesis and the conclusion, and I negated their meaning. So go ahead and give this one a shot. So here we needed to switch you jump up and you will come down, and also negate both of those. So we'll say if you do not come down, then you do not jump up. So I want you to write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of this statement down here. I've given you a spot for each of them on the you-do form, so make sure you put them in the right spot, and we'll discuss in class.